All right, let's get this show started.
Sean O'Malley aims to achieve the same level of success as Conor McGregor in 2024. O'Malley is scheduled to put his belt on the line for the first time March 9th when he faces off against Marlon Vera in a rematch slated for UFC 299. In an interview with ESPN MMA, O'Malley said that if he beats Vera and secures another victory in the latter half of the year, then he believes he could become the biggest star in sports, not just combat sports.
But yeah, I mean, by the end of 2024, I'd like to fight 2 times. You know, Cheeto, obviously, March. I would love to go out there and put his lights out. You know, winning the decision is just boring. It's just, that doesn't sound very exciting. Go out there. I mean, if it's a war, maybe. But even then, it's like taking someone out. They're done. They're finished. They couldn't continue. That's what I want. And then I would like to get another one in by the end of the year and be the biggest star in sports, not just combat sports. I think I go out there and put 2 beautiful performances together. I will be as big as Conor. The UFC's grown 40-50% since Conor has really was in his prime. That COVID really boosted the UFC, so I have a lot more eyeballs, a lot more opportunity to become, you know, more of a star. And you know, people, when I say stuff like that, people are always like, oh, you want to be Conor. But he's the biggest star in combat sports. Of course I would, you know, want to be as big as him. Like, when people say that, it sounds a little silly.
Sean O'Malley and Ilia Topuria go back and forth over on X. It all started when O'Malley tweeted, "Ilia's my Eddie." Topuria replied, "I offered to fight you, but the UFC told me that you are only good for fighting in teenagers' places because that's your only fan base. Our fight will never happen. After fighting Volk, I will fight Conor, and you will come as a fanboy. After seeing your pay-per-view numbers, the only thing I can offer you is that you fight in the preliminaries of my card." O'Malley wrote, "Couple things here. First, teenagers' places. No understando. Second, let's make a bet on pay-per-view numbers. 100K cash, whoever's pay-per-view is bigger. If you don't have 100K, that's fine. You can do 4 payments of 25K. Third, Conor doesn't know who you are." When Ilia saw this, he concluded, "I can't care less about you, kid. Now the pay-per-view king needs to sleep. Stay safe and save your money. Good night." Tom Aspinall makes a case for title fight instead of Stipe Miocic. Aspinall believes he deserves to fight John Jones more so than Stipe Miocic does. On Thursday, the UFC interim heavyweight champ took to social media denouncing the idea of Miocic getting to fight for a title despite his long layoff. He wrote, "Surely, if you're interim champ, your next fight should be to fight for Undisputed. Come on, absolutely. Stipe has a great resume and is a legend in his own right, so has Tony Ferguson. Maybe we should give him a shot at the Undisputed title next too. Last time Stipe fought and won, GTA San Andreas had just come out on PS2. He will fight next for the Undisputed heavyweight title, ahead of me, who's the interim champ, active and ranked number 1 in the world right now. This makes me quite upset." Final fun fact, since Stipe last won a fight, August 2020, I've blown my knee out, went through the rehab process and had a year off, also had 7 UFC fights, including 4 wins versus top 10 ranked opponents, and won the interim title on 2 weeks notice. Stipe is one of my favorites, loads of respect to him, his resume is far superior to mine right now. That being said, the UFC has never been about this. It's about who's the best right now, and I believe that's me, and it's only right I get to prove it. Hashtag free Aspinall. Belal Muhammad reunites with Team Khabib. During a recent episode of Remember the Show with John Anik, Belal revealed that he will be training in Dagestan in anticipation of his rumored title fight with Leon Edwards. Belal said that he's 100% sure he'll get the next title shot and that he's open to fight Edwards at UFC 300.
The last conversation we had with Dana, we got next. So we know we're next. It's just figuring out the dates. You got Leon and his team trying to avoid me, but there's no avoiding. Like, that's what it's going to be. If he wants to fight UFC 300, I'm down with it. And like I said, nothing was ever given to me easy. So, like, if it is during Ramadan, bro, I've done 4 or 5 camps during it. It ain't going to be an issue. And it's only going to make the story that much sweeter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely working on stuff right now. Visa and stuff to go down there and train with the guys. Any chance I get to work with them, it's another level. So, especially for this title fight, talking with him, talking with the guys over there, they're like, come down, get some work in. So I'm gonna get some work in over there. I plan on getting at least 4 to 5 weeks down there early since we got so much time before this. But obviously I'm not gonna leave the team I'm with, Mike Valley, Lewis Taylor. They're gonna be coming down with me. Because like I said, working with Dagestani's working with Khabib, getting the knowledge from Islam and all these guys. It only makes you that much better. And people will say, "Oh man, you know, the last time he was with him, he knocked out Sean Brady." But like, it was the last time I had a full camp. The Gilbert Burns, I didn't have a full camp. I had 3 weeks. So my next full camp, I'm knocking out Leon Edwards. It has nothing to do with this or that. It's like every fight I'm doing, I'm getting better and better and better and growing every single fight. So it's not like for a specific reason. That's the only reason I knocked out Sean Brady.
Ariel Helwani provides an update on the UFC 300 card. It seems that the UFC 300 card won't be as big as Dana White has claimed, according to Ariel Helwani. During a recent episode of the MMA Hour, Helwani said that the UFC have a rabbit in their hat, but it's not a main event. Ariel also said that none of these fights are UFC 300 worthy, and that Dana White and the company are making a big mistake by not putting Conor McGregor vs. Michael Chandler on the card.
I don't see the big fight out there. I asked around about Izzy. I don't think he'll be on there. There's some talk about Izzy Pereira. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe that changes. You look, you know, there's some talk about Masvidal, right? Masvidal, he came out and said unretired. Masvidal's not on that card. He's not referring to 300, in case you're wondering. There was some talk about Nate Diaz. Diaz isn't on that card. His future plans don't include the UFC, and in particular 300. So you look around, I don't know if there's something that is 300 worthy. Now, you have a revved and ready to go Conor McGregor. You have a Conor McGregor, the biggest draw in the history of the game, ready to go. You have UFC 300. It's in a little over 3 months. You got to unleash the beast. I think you're playing with fire. They have a rabbit in their hat that they're working on. It's not a main event, and it's one that will be. No, I know there is one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there is one, but it's not a main event. Meaning they are trying to make this as special as can be. I know that, but to me, there's nothing more special than the return of Conor. It will be almost 3 years since his last fight, and so it was right there.
Paddy Pimblett explains why people don't like him. Since his controversial victory against Jared Gordon at UFC 288, Pimblett has been under intense scrutiny and has faced severe backlash from fans and critics alike. It got even worse after Paddy's interview with Dana White, where he and the UFC president went on a rant about Ariel Helwani. Now, during an appearance on the Happy Endings podcast, the UFC lightweight was asked why people dislike him so much. Here's what Paddy had to say in response.
Why don't people like you?
Because I'm just me. I'm unapologetically myself, lad, and anyone that doesn't like me can suck me.
Yeah. Or you're like Roscoe.
That's in it. If you don't like me, eat shit, lad. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too when you were asking about the like hate comments.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's what it's like. And if you don't like me, f off. What are you here for?
And even if it's like the people that are hating usually are the ones that are like they want something bad to happen to you.
I'll be honest, lad. I had to get like other people to tell me that, like me manager, Mo, me bird, like what are you even giving them the time of day for?
Yeah.
They're commenting that to you, so you comment back. They're winning by you commenting back.
Exactly.
I'm like, but they need to know. They need to know. Know what I mean? Like in the end,
ones that hate, the ones that like you the most.
Time for today's top memes. The third pick was found over on Instagram and was posted by MMA Daily. Second place meme was found over on Instagram and was posted by a username JackMarsters48. And the top picked meme was found over on Reddit and was posted by a user named LOL. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.